Okay. Okay. Put some tunes on. It's too quiet. I don't like it when it's too quiet. I can hear my tinnitus. That's annoying. I prefer not to. Mm, sounds good. Mm, I don't know what I feel like. Sounds good right now. Something. This will work. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Yeah, I know. I'm just tired today. I almost never do that. Always have something playing. I'm just really tired. That was a rough day. And my rib, fuck, my rib still hurts. It's just annoying when you have like a weird pain related symptom. It's very specific. And then I got like everything in the kitchen sink, like done to check it out. And everything's coming back like fine. Like my liver's fine, my pancreas is fine. All my organs in this region seem to be okay. My bones aren't fractured or hairlined or anything weird. And the best thing they can come up with after like pretty much everything is that it's like some kind of cartilage or something. Blood works fine. No signs of organ issue or foreign bodies. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just like this weird pain that comes back on occasion. It's right here. Oh, I hate it. Cause I don't know what it is. I take supposed to take a leave or whatever for it. Takes a little bit of the edge off. Doesn't really do much though. Hopefully it'll go away. I don't know what made it go away for a while last time, but hope it does again because it's really annoying. It's really annoying. Oh, just like the best today. Oh, dude, I'm such a hot fucking mess today. Holy shit. What's this? Why is this over here? Yeah, I'm just a tired old man, you know? Fucking bullshit. Old garbage person. Fucking 40-year-old, almost 40-year-old boomer. I am. What's this? I gotta put this over here. Yep. That'll do. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. man. Side. Fuck. So I'm starting to sound like an old grandpa. It's like falling apart. All right. So, it was funny because I hadn't come up with a topic at all for today, right? Like, normally I like to come up with like a topic that I've been kind of thinking about on Tuesday, and so, but pretty much everything I was thinking about has been resolved in my head, and so then I'm just like, I don't feel like talking about that anymore, and then, my interests a little wane and stuff, as you will know, you probably experience. But and then it like not having a topic kind of became a topic. That's what's interesting. And an idea. The reason I titled it when it rains, it pours. I should just crowd them, but I know multiple people that are addicted. Yeah, I know people that are as well. Um, but yeah, it's just I think it's like anything else. You either get addicted or you don't. But it's always kind of like a what do you call it? A dice roll with a lot of that stuff, depending on your temperament and a lot of genetic factors. But yeah, as I was saying, the reason I call it when it rained it pours, it's just it. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what I like. I want to talk more schizo-spectrum today a little bit. And I wanted to talk a little bit about, well, we can just talk about spiraling in general. Um, Spiraling in general, I think, is a good topic, but um, I want to talk a little bit about my kind of more schizospectrum type of spiraling and how stress and a variety of things can affect it. It's rough. So I noticed that when I have a particularly rough start at the beginning of the day, um, are you on Oscar the Grouch? You don't have to delete it. It's okay. You can clown on me. Like that's part of the fun. I only have one rule about clowning on me. It's make it funny. That's all. So yeah, as I was saying, like when I have like a particularly rough day, especially if the morning starts pretty rough, I'll I'll notice that the snowball effect will start right in my mind. It's all good. The snowball effect will start in my mind for the day, right? And it'll just pick up trash on the way down. Okay? More like a junk ball, like a dung ball. It starts real little and then just starts picking up speed, and it'll usually be because maybe like 2 or 3 actual bad things will happen that day, right? Like actual things where I can go, yeah, it was a bad day. Right? A lot of stuff didn't really go like I wanted that day, right? But then in my mind, I'll start connecting like every little occurrence that pesters, annoys, bothers me as like more trash to add to the fucking dung ball, right? And yeah, I mean, I think it's apt. It feels like being a dung beetle. Like I'll just keep pushing the ball, and it'll keep getting bigger, and the shit will keep stacking on it. But part of the reason is because like I keep running into more shit, and then it sticks to the shit ball. And normally stuff that would just kind of, bounce off me because of my ambivalence doesn't, and start stacking. And so then it'll start feeling like, oh, this is a cursed day, right? The whole day will kind of go to shit in my mind. And the problem, see, are you Oscar? I heard something about a trash can and a stepping in. Thought maybe I was being hailed. Nice. And so because of my schizo-ass brain, like sometimes I'll start collecting things that are outside my local life a lot. Because I'm already very much impacted by, like, meta shit. Like, meta shit can, like, fuck up my day pretty easily. And thoughts about them. And ruminating on, like, the state of a certain thing. And if I'm having already a locally bad day, it's really extra easy. Or have stressors. It's really easy to kind of fall into these weird loose association spirals in which, like, I start, like, not just collecting every nuisance in my immediate life, but collecting every, like, meta nuisance and adding it to this, like, big shit pile, in which by the end of the day I feel like misanthropic and I want to give up everything, and everything I do feels meaningless, and I just want to stop and just burn it all. And I'll start having, like, those kinds of thoughts. But terrible drivers trigger me so bad it affects my whole day. Pissed, not gonna lie. And yeah, that's what's interesting. Like, say I have a really bad encounter with a certain, like, a person or something, and it's just something I couldn't have controlled or had any, like, whatever. It's a shit encounter. I'll start thinking about encounters. I'll start thinking about those types of encounters. I'll start thinking about why these things happen to begin with. Why do they occur? What are they a consequence of? Shit like that. Like, it'll start kicking in my head. Like, what is this really a consequence of? What is this connected to here and there? And what about this shit? And so then all the bad things about the world, and all the disappointing things about just being alive sometimes start just sort of mixing up. They start kind of, like, blending together, and they start turning, like, those loose associations between each thing. They become that much more narrow in my mind when I'm having a particularly bad day. They get narrower. Right? The gaps that are obviously there become less and less important. And so, I could be having a shit local day, like my actual life, and then I'll see something on the news, or my wife will tell me about something she heard that occurred in her family or someone she knows, right? And that'll remind me of, like, certain types of just terrible things in the world, and then it'll just go on and on from there. Like, when I'm having a bad day and my wife starts telling me about some news, and I'm just like, yo, don't. Like, she knows already. Like, I'll tell her. I'll be like, I can't listen to this right now. Like, I cannot hear the story about, like, some little kid that was found dead and they can't find the body, and some true crime shit you watch. Like, I cannot listen to that right now. That's just gonna get stuck to my shit ball that I've created for the day. And it's just gonna make it so much bigger than it needs to be. Oh yeah, those PD thought patterns are rough. Research for sure. And but yeah, it's just it's that's why when it rains it pours. It's always like, it'll always feel like things come in, like, 4s or 5s, right? Like, somebody will be like, oh, how's your day? And I'll just, like, remember, like, the 6 things that happened that day that I'm just like, fuck. But what's funny is that amongst my 6, like, there's probably only, like, 1 or 2 local things that happened. or maybe ongoing stressors about like my life in particular. But then what I'm ruminating on is it's like how my local stressors, why they exist and how they exist for so many different people and how they shouldn't, and how, you know, there's a better way and all this sort of stuff, like, right, all these sort of thoughts like that. And then it just turns into like a depression and a frustration and just a lot of depression and angst, literally, like, just, and yeah, and it just storms out, man. It gets pretty wild. So like I feel like when I'm in that much of a state, I'll be more prone to believe my own bullshit. Like I'll have a harder time being able to call out my sort of like depression charged pessimism. It'll be really hard to shake off. And, you know, I'll do something dumb like binge drink or something stupid like that. So yeah, like this rib pain that I mentioned that I'd been dealing with, like, yeah, it's just like one like weird little local thing that's putting stress on my body and in my mind. And then financial stuff, obviously, stress on my body and my mind. Work stuff, stress on my body and my mind. And what's really funny is like that's the stuff that I'm like, it's really, it's amusing, I think, and I think a lot of schizoids might like vibe with this shit when I say it. I don't know, you guys might know what I'm talking about. But it's not even about the stress of the thing because it's so important. It's more about the stress of even having to worry about it at all. It's the stress of like having to like constantly drag yourself into doing things that just bring you nothing some days, like just, right? And or problems that you don't even see as problems, or they don't even need to be problems. Stuff like that. It's the stress of that. A feeling like you're just being pulled in various directions, and your little shitty paper body is just fucking ripping apart. Like, see here. I had to quit watching, listening to news fiction a while. News fiction? A while ago. Alternative media, all of it. The Orange Man, the Pudding Head. Reality TV variety show got old in season 1. Was there a point in your youth when you stopped feeling certain emotions and now you can't reconnect with them no matter what? Like, you evolved, yo. Out of the need for them or something. Seems like a neurological shift. I experienced this. This is for the better. Yeah, I mean, see, that's like the catch-22, right? Of being able to be like more emotionally connected now to myself and my ego and all that kind of shit. Now that I've been working at it and help others work at it too. But like it also makes other stuff like really heavy, like super heavy. But now luckily I have some kind of working support system, you know, for the heavy shit, for this like schizo shit, heavy stuff in my head. And so I mean, so there's that. But yeah, it's rough, man. Like I'm just trying to think of like a more like a coherent example I can give of what I mean. Like, okay, here's like a good example. Okay, I'll wake up, maybe had shit sleep. Sleep wasn't too good. All right, thing number 1, whatever. So my body's a bit tired. Okay. Then go to work. Work's particularly frustrating, right? Because there's all this stuff that I have to worry about that I don't want to have to worry about. It's just it's like, ugh, it's a fucking whatever. So yeah, you stack that little bits, right? And I'll manage that stuff. Like, I'll be like, all right, whatever. Just gotta keep trucking. But then I'll get like an attempted phone call or text message from like my dad or something, and I don't have like the best relationship with that gentleman. It's not like aggressive, but it's just more like internally just very, very difficult and frustrating. And so then that will like make me think about like my childhood, and then that'll make me think about childhoods in general. And then the other issue, with money will make me think about money, and then money and children, and then money and how it impacts children, and how children that are traumatized by this impact end up being the very people that support the very system that caused them the trauma. And like I'll start just thinking like that. Like I'll start just thinking shit like that in my head. And then, but it all started with like some stupid, it's like my defenses are worn down by life. Like just stupid little things, like just whittle down my actual like ability to defend myself against like kind of intrusive ruminate, like an intrusive kind of ruminating that'll occur, right? And it's like it's quite the battle. It's quite the battle. That's why when I know I'm having like a physically mentally just exhausting, annoying day, I try not to like look up anything that could potentially cause that, right? And because I know it'll kind of wear down my armor, and then eventually I just I do something stupid like to myself, like not get enough sleep or have too much to drink or something like that. So but it's rough, man. It's a tough spot. It really is a tough fucking spot. I don't know how many of you know what I'm talking about or can relate. I know some of my listeners are more like on the autistic side of things, so their spots are different. There's a different kind of meltdown, I guess, in many ways. But for me, it's that kind of meta depression that really fucks me up, really fucking bad. And all my anger and my that normally motivates me to like push forward and want to change stuff makes me want to just lay down and just not move and just rot. And that's it's a very dangerous place for me to be. It is not safe, and it is not cozy. So and it has potential for not so good stuff. And recently, it's been especially bad because of insurance reasons. I lost my psychologist for now. Hopefully that can be fixed soon. So I haven't had my psychologist for like, I don't know, a couple months now. And I initially thought, I even joked with my psych about it. I said, oh, well, it's fine, because I think I'm doing a lot better, and maybe I don't even need you, so maybe this is just like a good thing, that, I'm essentially gonna quit having my psych cold turkey or something. Because mostly I was just talking about whatever and problems, but it was almost kind of like a lot of repetition to begin with, and so I thought I'd be fine without her, and apparently I'm not doing so good in some regards without her. And the sucky part is I can't just get like another psych, as you well know, because when you're schizoid, there's so many underlining layers of information and defenses, and whether you believe me or not, I have the belief that it also has to do with neurodivergency in combination with that, various kinds. Then trying to like get a psychologist to understand. Get a psychologist to understand like what the hell you're about, and trying to catch them up and explain all this shit is exhausting. It's fucking exhausting. It's tiring. That's why when you have one that you're willing to work with and you keep them and they get it and they're intelligent and metacognitive enough to like really work with you in a way that makes sense to you, that's a keeper, man. So because the likelihood of coming across that again at the same quality is not easy. I mean, one of the best recommendations I have for schizoids when it comes to seeing a psychologist, one, don't bother seeing like a regular counselor or therapist, like, you know, somebody that's like a what is it called, that focus, like all they're really good at is like dealing with stuff like anxiety and depression, like regular sorts of anxiety and depression. Not that it's like any less painful, I'm just saying like they have the tools for some of that shit, fine. But if you're a schizoid, you need somebody that is like into the reading, right? Somebody that's into abnormal psychology, somebody that's really into things like personality disorders. Like that's the only kind of psychologist that's going to be the most effective, at least at helping out with certain things. If you can't afford that or that's not available, best thing you can do is just get whatever information that therapist can do. You can try to explain to them the whole schizoid thing, but if they're not that familiar with PDs and all this other shit, then it's just, they're just gonna like be more confused. It's just gonna confuse the shit out of them. Because then you have to teach them. Like if you have to teach your psych that much, it's rough. Like if the psych you have already understands a lot about personality disorders in general, but they don't know a lot about schizoid, they could probably work with you, like on a deeper level. But if they don't know shit about most personality disorders, or they don't have a lot of experience with that stuff, man, that's gonna be a fucking clown car fiesta. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like, but if for some reason you can't do anything about it, then yeah, you just basically use whatever you can that they can, just focus on the thing, focus on just the anxiety or just the depression, whatever's fucking you up the most. And be like, hey, how do I get a handle on these fucking panic attacks? And they're probably going to have advice, and then you just have to use that advice and reinterpret it in a way that makes sense to you. That's it. But right now, I don't have my psychologist that actually gets... She doesn't... This is what's funny. She doesn't 100% get my shit, but she says that it doesn't 100% get my shit, not because... It's just because of the neurodivergency aspect. She's like, I can't imagine your cognition. I can try, I can contemplate it, but she's like, but I can't really feel it. So she uses me to do that. She needs me to do that, and I respect that. I like the way she handles this stuff. She doesn't tell me why I do what I do, because the only person that knows that will be me, and even I sometimes don't know. I know a lot more nowadays, that's for sure. My worst days is when I'm left in silence to work alone with my self-defeating thoughts. Earphones are God's gift to the schizoid. Well, I mean, and for a variety of reasons, active. Because you can pretend that you can't hear people. Sometimes, like, I used to have headphones on, but not even playing anything, just so people think I am. Or I'd walk past people and I'd just be like pretending I'm listening to a song, and then I could just like walk past them and I don't have to worry about like, hey man, good morning and all that shit. Like, no, I'm good. I just want to go do the job thing and go home, please. TNT DBT peddlers. Yeah, see, that's what's so funny. Like stuff like that, like obviously like DBT, CBT, all that, all that stuff, it works for like a lot of people. It works for a ton of people. I'm never gonna say like, oh, that's all bullshit, it doesn't work. No. That works for a ton of fucking people. It's just not gonna work on me. I need something else. I got a dog in me. I'm built different. I'm built wrong. No, but like a fucking orc from 40K building, a fucking scrap heap shit. But yeah. But anyway, so yeah, usually like when I would have my psych and I would have one of those days, or I was having that when it rains it pours type day in my head, I would be able to talk to her and she would be able to kind of like give me her, because I would be like, all right, now, because she was credible enough in my mind where I'd be like, all right, give me your outside perspective on like these things I'm connecting, and uh, how, like, can you give me like an argument for why I shouldn't be connecting these as deeply as I am? Like, give me like a reasonable argument. And sometimes she'd be able to provide something, and then I work with that, and I go, all right, that's actually helpful here. That's good. Like it's helpful for me to realize when I'm associating things in a really kind of negative light that don't really need to be connected to each other at that given moment, because it's not useful. I'm not like accomplishing anything to like improve that problem by thinking about it and ruminating on it to in this way, right? If I wanted to think about it and then think about solutions, or think about what I can do domino effect wise to change something like that, or help propagate that kind of change, like that's fine. Thinking about it's fine. Ruminating on like the feeling of helplessness and the futility of it or something, if I can just talk about it and joke about it, that's fine. But when it actually like feels like something, that's when it fucks me. No lube, man. This shit rough. That shit rough. Yeah, I'm not knocking it for the right applications. I've seen enough to know. Okay, yeah. Can touch this. Bum 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 bum. Can't touch this. But yeah. So I need my psych back, basically. And I really hope. And this is what's funny is that like the reason I lost my psych is because of bureaucratic mistakes, bullshit, like all this meta stuff, and that's what infuriates me. Like I had to like make a bunch of calls, be on hold, talk to insurance, this and that, fix some problems I had no, like, I didn't cause. The system that they run and how they run it caused it. Changes they made that were probably affected in some way or another by backroom deals is what caused it. Is what caused me to have to do this and take care of it, and causes so many others to do the same. Like it's just and then I get more depressed, right? Because like right now I'm okay, but like I'll think about that while I'm on hold. I'm on hold, just fuming about that, just like fuming and miserable about it, and then I'll think about how like, wow, man, like I consider myself to be pretty tenacious, right? It's one of the few traits that I can go, yeah, that's probably, sometimes it's a bad trait, trust me. But I'm a tenacious person, so I can take a lot of hits and not go down. A lot of motherfucking hits. And even when I go down, it's just for the day usually, and I get right back up in the morning and just fucking drag myself. But man, you know, you need a breather sometimes. Like it'll just kick the shit. I'm getting like bodied by meta problems. But anyway, so then I'll start thinking about like, wow, like while I'm on hold and dealing with all those insurance problems so I can get my psych, like, wow, what, like people that really need these people, like there's people that are like not as tenacious, right? That they're like fucking on death's door thinking about you know, ideation all fucking day, like eyeballing that fucking rope or razor blade on like a super serious level, like, and imagine all they need is to talk to their psych to like maybe help them kind of, you know, just calm down, whatever, and they can't because sorry, we made a mistake. We don't know what's going on. Oh, there's a glitch in the system. Oh yeah, we changed something without telling you. Didn't you get the mail? Oh, you didn't? Oh, that's unfortunate. Like, You know, like that. Like I feel like sometimes that's what that's what kills people out there, man. That like can't get the help they need. Like it'll just be something like that, and then guess what happens, right? When something like that really, when you're that tired, that just beaten down, and something like that happens, what do you do? Sometimes you just give up. You stop making appointments. You don't want to deal with fixing it, so you just give up. You just don't care, and you just give up. And like the thing that you needed the most is just like gone, like or that what could have helped because you got so just worn down by like how difficult it is just to fucking make some shit happen. Like it's crazy that that's like the onus of fixing your insurance when your insurance fucks up. It's like it's on you. It's not on them. Because if you don't tell them anything, if you don't bitch, if you don't go on hold for like an hour, if you don't fucking do all this shit, they're not gonna find it. It's not gonna get fixed. They're not gonna be like, oh, we noticed that. Oh, Angst, we noticed that you haven't been able to see you haven't seen your psych in the last few months. That's concerning. Is there anything we can do to help? No, nobody's gonna do that. Like my cycle just telling me I don't know why, but they're not like doing what they're supposed to, and I can't really do much on my end. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna have to phone. I have to advocate for myself. Ugh. But advocating for yourself for these really frustrating situations can be like, it can be exhausting as shit, man. You barely got enough energy to get through like your regular day. You're gonna be calling insurance companies, dealing with like sometimes complete fucking piece of shit customer service reps. The fucking straight bullface lie to you. Dude, I've had so many fucking like agents or CA reps, whatever. Sorry, CS reps, and for like medical stuff or behavioral stuff, whatever. That like they'll straight up fucking lie. Like they'll say, "Oh yeah, I got it done, I did it," and then you're like, "Okay, cool," and then like 5 days later, you're like, "Oh, how come the thing you called back because it didn't show up like it was supposed to? Whatever it is, or it didn't happen." And then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't see anything in the notes about them doing that or actually doing it or putting it through." And then all I can say is they said they would. They said they assured me that they were gonna do it. I'm sorry, sir. Unfortunately, I don't see that they did it. Blah blah blah. And then like sometimes I'll just get I don't get frustrated with that person because it wasn't them. But I'll like mutter or say something like, "What the fuck is wrong with people? Why do they just lie about things that like are literally affecting people's lives? Like, would they want that shit done to them? What the fuck?" And I'll say something like that, and the person on the line, you know, what are they gonna do? Like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, blah blah blah, you know, oh this and that." I'm like, and I'll just tell them like, "Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. You're not the dipshit that did this. You're fine." And then I'll say something. I've said stuff along the lines, just don't ever be the one that helps. Don't be the dipshit. And they'll laugh or they'll say, "No problem, sir. I'll make sure to not be that person that does that." I'm like, okay, good. Just try your best. If you ever call whatever my job is, I'm gonna try to help you. Whatever it is that I'm doing. Because I'll just do my job. And it's like one of my favorite things that happens though is when I say something like that to a customer service person or a doctor or whatever, and they'll just be like, they'll be just as frustrated as me. It's kind of nice. Like they'll just be like, they'll say something like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. Some of these other people, they don't know what they're doing. They'll like they'll get confused or they'll get like annoyed with having to do something they don't want to do, and they'll just lie, and then they'll just pass the buck to the next person because they don't want to do it that day, whatever it is that you're requesting or need help with, because it requires going an extra mile." And then, you know, they'll say like, I've heard this a few times, and they'll say something like, "Unfortunately, the people that actually do the stuff are the ones that end up picking up the slack for the ones that just don't seem to care and stuff. I'm like, yeah, and there's no way. And the frustrating part is that there's no way for me to like get them to be held accountable. Like if they could like look at my phone number and be like, oh, who's the last person to talk to you from this phone number? What rep was it? Then I could be like, yeah, that rep straight up lied to me. If you have that phone call recorded, listen to it. They said they were going to do this. They just didn't do it. They said on the phone that they already did it while they talked to me. That never happened. They made that shit up. Yes, and they should be fucking fired. Or they should be doing a job where, like, you not giving a shit won't actually have, like, that much of a detrimental impact on a person. Like, people that are fucking incompetent or lazy should not be taking fucking mental health phone calls, and they should not be running the desks or being the customer service reps for that stuff. Go be a customer. You want to be a fucking dipshit? Go be a customer service rep for, like, I don't know, fucking Amazon or some shit. Fucking don't be a fucking piece of shit for something like mental health. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Like, I just think about, like, how many people have fucking died from just incompetence? Like, crazy amount. Do you think it's dangerous for people who haven't been diagnosed with schizoid personality disorder to label themselves as schizoids? Just more conscious. It's more dangerous to identify with something because someone gives you a label as opposed to research and introspection. Am I not knocking therapy? I discovered the term accidentally and stumbled across this channel and other channels like this. It was eerie how much it related to experience. You're mad for me? Yeah, I mean, it sucks, man. Don't be mad for me, bro. I'm just some fucking guy on the internet. Be mad about, like, you can go ahead and be mad about just the fact that it happens. That's why I get mad, right? I get mad. So when stuff like that happens, I like getting mad. Because when I get mad, it makes me want to go like, fuck that, I want to talk about it. This shit needs to stop. I'm going to fucking tell them something so that at least on one small local level, it might happen to one less person. So that person gets fucking fired for doing that kind of shit. And then that's one less person that's going to fucking do it to somebody else. And, but when I get depressed, I'm useless. Just garbage truck fucking full of baby dirty diapers, just useless fucking dumpster when the depression hits me. Anger motivates me. Depression just wrecks me. Now, low-level depression combined with anger, that's good stuff. Righteous indignation combined with low-level depression, whew, you do a lot of good stuff with that. A lot of good stuff. But Cracker, like you were saying about the self-diagnosing part, you know what's really funny is in many cases, depending on the PD or whatever the issues that person has, like somebody that's like histrionic should not be fucking self-diagnosing ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like somebody that has those kind of traits should not be doing any of that shit. Somebody that's like highly neurotic should not be self-diagnosing too much. You know, depending on like somebody with like a mood disorder of some kind, like say they're bipolar, they should not be self-diagnosing. Like even if they definitely shouldn't be saying, "Oh, I'm diagnosed," when they self-diagnosed, but they should definitely not. Yeah, you want to just rage quit, but I can't rage quit. I got my two little beautiful girls and my wifey, and I got this project, and I care about it a lot. So no rage quitting for me, good sir, as much as I would be nice. Because, you know, yeah, anger can break inertia. Maybe I should start watching the news again. Well, you gotta get angry, and you have to do something about it on whatever small local level you can. And then that'll kind of like give you a place to vent that anger, but also do something productive. But anyway, sorry, I keep getting distracted about self-diagnosis too. Yeah, but when it comes to the schizoid, even like Dr. Eleanor Greenberg, which I talked to before, has said that like if there's anybody, and even I think when I talked to Dr. Bernard, if there's anybody that can self-diagnose themselves, if they are legitimately schizoid, it would be a schizoid, 100%. Because like there's just, they live in their head, right? They live in their head. They're not being affected by most external stimuli, right? Like as far as like other people's beliefs in them and things like that aren't really guiding. Like their interpersonal relationships wouldn't really be guiding a lot of the decision making that's internal when it comes to a variety of stuff. They're able, because of the disassociation and because of the disconnect from sometimes their emotions, and sometimes it even causes like almost a low level of depersonalization, like a little fog or something, and they can actually look at their own behaviors like pretty like clinically, and then because they've like approached, because they've approached so much of life in that kind of mind like frame, because the feelings aren't quite, they have to kind of just think about things and use a lot of cognitive empathy and shit to navigate stuff. Yeah, they tend to be pretty good at like looking at their own behaviors and going, okay, that adds up, that's probably not good, that's gonna cause problems, and so on and so forth. Like they can recognize the behavior. Sometimes they can't recognize it as it's me, but they can recognize that they have some kind of agency over that behavior. It's like piloting some like meat robot that like you can do something maybe to affect like the valves and the pressures, and so then you can like look at it and go, oh, look at that pipe broke. Like instead of it feeling like, I can't look at that pipe, it broke, oh, it hurts me to look at that pipe, right? That valve that busted. Like the schizoid looks at one of their pipes breaking or that broke, and they just go, oh, well, that's not good. Better write that down and figure out a way to take care of that, broken valve or whatever. And I feel like a lot of kind of disassociated schizos and a lot of kind of hyper aware like autists can do that pretty easily. So that's why self-diagnosing tends to be, I feel like when you're talking about people that are neurodivergent, I feel like they can self-diagnose a lot better for different reasons. But I'm not saying it's as good as a real diagnosis, but the problem with schizoid too is trying to get a schizoid diagnosis is really fucking hard, dude. Like, really hard. You probably have to see somebody for like a while. And most psychologists won't even know what assessments or how to really approach it or test it. Most of them haven't done much. They weren't reading Gun Trip, They're not reading Masterson. They're not reading the stuff. Not reading all the books. That even those books are like, they're like, I don't know what that one like sometimes. So, but nonetheless, at least if they read that stuff or they know about it, like you're gonna at least get some like better assessment that can kind of decide things as far as schizoid stuff goes. But man, they're like, I'll be honest, like Cracker, I don't know, whatever. I think most schizoids have no choice, for a while at least, but to self-diagnose. Because good luck getting a diagnosis. They're gonna diagnose you for other. They're gonna put you under the other category, which is useless. Or they're gonna just diagnose you with like generalized anxiety disorder, or like persistent depression or something like that, and that's not going to be very helpful too. Like, it's just not. It's not going to be that helpful. So yeah. Hey Shadow, I know you're there. You can talk whenever, dude. I don't care. Oh wait, I'm different. Oh, I'm stupid. There we go. Hey Shadow, sorry. I went off on a complete ramble there. I don't think he's there. Yeah. It's rough. Oh, hey, a bit of good news, bit of interest news here, for you guys that are here. Self states Gestalt, explain things very well, explaining consistency, behavior, trigger rate. Yeah, Gestalt forms of therapy are pretty based. They're a lot better. Gestalt stuff works. Gestalt stuff works a lot better for like schizoids. It's not the best, but it's a lot better. So I mean, that's actually a pretty decent piece of advice. That if you can find a psychologist that does it kind of in a Gestalt style, it's probably going to be, that one's going to be the most helpful to the schizo, I think, schizoid. The autist schizoid, I'm not sure. I feel like with the autist schizoid, some of the literature that already exists might help them piece together like a system that can help them figure out how to like figure out that puzzle to some degree. And then maybe like just reading and learning about it. But as far as like a therapist goes, man, Gestalt's awesome for schizos, especially one that's very humanistic or and stuff, because like they don't just sit there and try to tear down your odd, idiosyncratic beliefs and stuff. They'll just like listen to your idiosyncratic beliefs and then try to make sense out of them on your terms, and then try to sort of maybe put stuff out there to make you question the what's the word? The man, like how real something is. The not validity. The man, yeah, I had a word and I forgot it. It's when something feels really real, but it's not maybe as real as you like. Something, just because something feels really real doesn't make it actually like real at every given moment. It just feels real at that given moment, and then during a later, more lucid moment, it won't feel that way anymore. But I can't think of the word I'm looking for that. Do you ever feel like you're faking it in a way? Sometimes I feel myself, I must be normal because I think I'm highly functioning, but also just don't feel as intensely or display much emotions. Yeah, that's one of the problems with the schizoid. We'll like, the schizoid will oftentimes like be like, oh, well, look how high functioning I am. Like they'll use like the fact that they're high functioning to think that maybe they're just overthinking it, or maybe they're just, oh no, I'm just this, I'm just that, which sometimes it works. Thinking about it like that sometimes it works, like in your 20s, but yeah, it starts creeping up on you later, especially when like you do, like for example, say you do, I don't know how to explain it. So I'd be better off giving my money to an actual honest prostitute or writing for my buck. Drum roll, please. I've actually looked for therapists in my advertising PD schizoid specialty. Nope. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, you have to find, even if they don't specialize in schizoid stuff, you need to find, like, I suggest finding a therapist that specializes in personality disorders in general. Because to specialize in personality disorders, and especially if you're doing it in a more Gestalt style, you have to develop a significant amount of metacognitive capacity. That's the kind of psych you need. You need a highly metacognitive psych. Because they need to be able to take off their shoes and be able to insert themselves into some pretty odd fucking shoes. And if they can do that, then you're good. But a lot of psychs can't do that. Or they're trained to do it, but only to a certain degree, and only in certain ways. But if you're talking about like a completely like big cognitive shift of fucking metacognitive capacity, like that they would have to do to be in your fucking shoes, like, man, you need somebody that knows their PDs. And Gestalt kind of requires you to develop your metacognitive skills. Gestalt therapy, like that style. Like, it has its flaws, but it definitely, it's like you're training in that. You're training in metacognition when you're doing Gestalt style stuff. Kind of crazy. Kind of interesting. There's other forms too that I like better than Gestalt, but I can't remember what it's called right now. There's these there's like this other empathy, I forgot what it's called, but there's this other form of therapy that is new. It's a little bit newer than even Gestalt, but it's been, there's some doctors out there that basically are saying that it's probably one of the better ones for people that are dealing with stuff like schizotypal or schizophrenia. And I wouldn't be surprised if that style would be pretty good for schizoids as well, because it's all the neurodivergency aspects that are not being taken into consideration. So, oh yeah, bit of good news, bit of interesting news here. There's a video, actually at 8:30 in about 25 minutes. There's a new video that's going to get posted. So I know some of you aren't into this kind of stuff or whatever. I really hope you can give it a chance. But there's a video from that series that I sometimes, turn on and off, which is the Art Hedonia. And Art Hedonia is, like, I've had like one or two other episodes. Art Hedonia is kind of like a little side project thing that I do with Melee. Last one we did was Elok Block. Yeah, watch that one too. It was good. But basically, you get a schizoid that's also an artist. They don't have to just be a visual artist. It could be somebody that does music stuff or writing. I don't know. And performance artist. That'd be funny. That'd be really cool just to watch videos of their performance art. But anyway, schizoid that does art, and then Melee looks at the submissions pretty closely, writes down some questions and stuff. I don't look at anything because I'm such a stream of consciousness guy that, like, I basically don't see what the submissions are. So I let Melee select a person, or we decide on somebody, and then based on like just a sample they gave us, and then we play that stuff, and then I look at it for the first time and just kind of talk and react to it, and then questions will formulate in my mind, and then the artist will be with us, and whether it's a schizoid with flat ass affect or somebody that's just like really kind of low emotion, whatever, that's perfectly fine. It makes it really interesting. So I think it's a fun watch because you get to just hear a Zoid talk about their kind of creative experience and how they got to, like, how the struggles of feeling like things like the struggles of things like anhedonia and avolition, and how you still have an active interest in creating art, but like you're just like, it's like an interest that's really hard to externalize into actually doing it. And so I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool. So in about 20 something minutes, it's going to premiere. Well, it's not going to premiere, but it's going to publish on my channel. And it's going to be on an artist called Gunny. Some of you might already know Gunny. He's actually a mod on my server. But Gunny does some cool art. Some really interesting shit. And me and Melee look at it and have a nice little convo on it. So please check it out. And by the way, as far as Melee goes, or Meat Suit, as you guys have seen, her pop-up as, check out her Discord server. It's called Creative Meats. It's basically for, hold on, my little one. Oh, give me 1 sec, she's telling me good night. Alright, good night, baby.
Are you scared in the dark or not?
No, I'm not scared.
Why are you by yourself?
Because I'm talking to the people.
Why do you want to be by yourself? Are you not by yourself because you're talking to the people?
No, yeah, I'm not by myself. I'm talking to some people.
Oh.
Daddy's not scared of the dark. Daddy likes the dark.
What? You like
fun. It's spooky.
Or like a ghost?
Yeah, like a ghost.
You like a ghost as a monster?
Yeah, but I'm the biggest monster. So I eat all the other.
Pretend I'm the monster.
No, not right now. We can't play right now.
We're just playing one time.
girl. I can't play right
Eat
now.
the people every
No,
time.
no, no. Don't go over there. Don't go over there because there's a camera. Okay?
Okay, okay.
I need you to go over
Okay,
there.
I'll be the monster. Okay.
Hold on one second, guys. Okay.
Scared you like this, and then if you're still by yourself, and then if they scare you like
Yeah, okay.
like that, and
Yeah.
then you'll be and like oh.
Okay. All right. Good night.
Do that later in the morning.
Okay. Sounds great. All right.
When I go into school.
Okay. Love you, baby. Good night.
Mommy.
Close the door, please. Close the door. And that's how it is. That's how it be, folks. Just my 4-year-old goes to bed. There ain't no saying no to whatever it is she needs. I guess I might as well start using YouTube instead of Twitch too, because it's more active here. Yeah, I mean, it's so weird, man. Like, when I was just doing YouTube, I wasn't getting very many views. I move over to Twitch, I start getting more. Then I decide, oh, well, since I'm getting some on Twitch, I might as well also stream on YouTube. Might as well multi-stream now that I can. My computer can handle it, my internet can handle it. And I thought, oh, that'll mean that I get to keep the people on Twitch, and there might be new people that pop up on YouTube. Nope. Everyone that's on Twitch moved over to YouTube. Like, it's so fucking crazy. Like, and now there's like 3 people watching me on Twitch. And it's just Shadow and Melee, which are like already like mods and friends. Well, and like, it's so funny. So YouTube's just easier, and I don't know, maybe schizoids are more just fine with YouTube. I don't know. I have no idea. But the only problem with YouTube is that, like, when I was doing Twitch primarily, people would occasionally give me bits, and they would do the subscriptions, right? Because you can subscribe to, like, if you have Amazon Prime, it lets you get like a free subscription every month to a streamer. So then people can give me, like, you know, $3 a month, and it wouldn't cost them anything extra. And this place, man, it's the fucking worst. If you guys want to help me demonetize my channel, I'm actively trying to demonetize my channel. But the reason I haven't is because I need like about, I think I need about like $50 more or so that I can cash out. Because it has to be like, because I have like $50 in there on the Google AdSense or something. And if I hit 100, it'll cash it out. And then I can use that to, you know, put in our bank account so we can pay for gas or something. But if I just leave, say I demonetize the channel now, there'll just be $50 just floating around there that I can't get a hold of. So stupid. So crazy stupid. And I kind of have the same situation right now, but it's a lot better. But I have a similar situation right now on Discord, because you can subscribe to the Discord, like a monthly thing, just to like help out. And if you do that, I have to first reach $100. I think I'm at 50 or something right now on that one too. And once I reach 100, then after that, I can cash out $25 or something. But yeah, but YouTube's stupid. It's always $100 minimum. So if you have like a small channel and like you're only making like $10 a month on it or something, once you get like $20-$30 and you really need the cash, you can't do shit about it. You can't get it out. You're gonna have to wait 10 months so you can have $100, and then like it's so dumb, man. That's why Patreon's a million times better, because dude, with Patreon, there can be like $10 in there, or $5. It could be like $3.50. They'll let me pay that shit out. Like they'll let me cash it out. Fucking dumb, dude. So YouTube is trash. Twitch is cool, because Twitch will pay you on the 16th. Whatever you made that month on the 16th every time, no matter how much or how low or how big it is. You could set parameters so that it doesn't until you hit a certain point. But if you want it to be really low, I think like the threshold is like $20. But yeah, YouTube's 100, and God knows I ain't making money. And then on top of that, like it's like a weird crossover into the next month. So like even if somebody sent me like say somebody one time somebody sent me like I think it was like $100 or $150 on a super chat, and I was like, oh man, I really need that money. Awesome, thanks a lot, bro. And then I didn't actually get that money for like a month and a half because it doesn't count like, but it's like a pay period fucking bullshit thing. And so then like it took me like a month and a half to actually be able to cash out the $150 that somebody donated to me. Like, stupid, dude. Like, imagine someone dropping like a G and you really need it, but you can't fucking touch that shit for a month and a half. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's crazy, dude. Like, it's already paid for, right? Somebody ran their fucking credit card, or their debit card. They already paid for that shit. That shit got charged. There's no refunds, right? And they gotta wait a month and a half to pay you that? Like, what? That's insane, man. That's crazy shit. No excuse for that stuff, man. No excuse at all. Especially when, like I said, Patreon has to set up to whenever. Where can I join the server? Okay. So, you just go to the Zoid Void. Like, if you go to Discord, what is it? Discord/gg dot whatever, however it is. I can't remember. But, yeah, and the description should, have a link to it. Yeah, just join it there. It'll drop you into the entry. On there, say if you're somebody that, has been, looking into this for quite a while and you really have a strong feeling and you want to interact with people that are schizoid and stuff to see if there's really whatever, like stuff like that. Like it's a really deep thing that you've been working on. Do the application, answer the questions thoroughly if possible. Not like I'm saying like one sentence each when it comes to like the explanation to how the symptoms affect you. And then me and my mods look at it, and then if we approve that, then you can get into the schizoid portion of the server. We have to do it that way. There's just too many fucking people that will just show up and think, oh, it's a schizo server.
Hi, morning.
Hey, what's up? Gunny says basically they're forcibly borrowing money from you without paying interest. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
What?
Yeah. Oh no, YouTube. The way they do their cash outs are crazy. Yeah, Gunny got it right on the money.
Gunny was accusing me of money laundering.
No. Gunny's like 100% right. Yeah, they're borrowing your money and not paying any interest. Yeah, that's 100% correct. That's exactly what's happening. No, because I was talking about how like if somebody dropped like $1,000 as a super chat right now, or like 600 or something crazy, I wouldn't get that shit for like a month and a half. And so yeah, they get to keep that money until they decide to pay me back, and they don't pay any interest. In fact, they take a piece out. They charge me interest. No, Shadow's not money laundering though. I wish they were doing that on Minecraft, because then they can give me Minecraft bucks.
No.
Anyway.
I'm not even doing it on Minecraft.
Damn. Resource laundering on Minecraft. What's an important resource in Minecraft? I can't remember.
Diamonds.
Diamond laundering. What do people mean when they say schizo? When people say schizo online, they're usually referring to like it's kind of the same way people use autism or tism or autist. They just kind of it's become just kind of like chan lingo for like somebody that's just really weird or obsessive about something in some way or another. If they're like really, really hyper focused on like a odd special interest, they know everything about it. People will call them an autist. Oh, look at this fucking autist, you know, like as a kind of like sometimes it's used for banter, sometimes it's used like in a legitimately derogatory way. And it's the same thing with schizo. If anybody like posts something about like having weird beliefs or having like odd like worries about like anything conspiratorial or anything about like the overall direction that humanity's kind of going in a variety of ways, like they'll call that like schizo posting. Like, yeah, if someone's special interest is conspiracy or meta shit or religion, yeah, they'll say like, or something like that. Yeah, they'll just be like, oh, it's your fucking schizo posting schizo. And sometimes like it's really annoying because sometimes they'll wear it like a weird like anti-normie badge of honor. Like, so there'll be people out there that'll have like very very like rigid, very, in my opinion, very basic bitch like political or religious beliefs about something, right? And they'll, because it's so anti-establishment or like really radical, they think, oh man, I'm a schizo. It's like, no. Yeah, the schizotypal stereotype, basically. Yeah, but that's the problem. Like, somebody can act like a fucking psycho and have like fucking ridiculous beliefs, and it does not make them a schizo in any way, shape, or form. It makes them like they might just be coping really hard with some fucking radical belief of some kind. Like they're just like mega coping, and then they get to just post on there like, oh, LOL, they live in my walls. LOL, I'm a schizo. But
I
I'll be
usually
real
see
awful.
autist more as a compliment these days than not. I don't know about schizo though.
Oh
Schizo's more like neutral, or maybe like
no,
somewhat negative.
no, it's definitely negative, dude. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean,
It's either
like,
well, because they use them both. They use autist and
well, I'm
schizo.
in different spaces, right? So I'm not
Oh.
in normie spaces.
Well, it's not even normie spaces. Like non-normie but neurotypical spaces will be like that. They'll use those terms a lot. Like, just like people that have like weird groups, like weird subcultures of people. Like whether you're talking about pillars of various kind or fucking cells of various kind, or like people that walk around saying they're like modern day monarchists or something like that. Like they'll have like some fucking very rigid, very extreme belief system, and they'll think that because they're so like against the norm, because their position is so like strange about a specific thing, but it's usually still very rigid. They'll don the moniker of schizo as like a fun thing or some shit. Like it's just weird. It's fine, I get it. It's silly, but I don't know. Your shit don't help. Foster symptoms to be a part of. I can't on YouTube. You can't. Oh, you can't post that. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't post that. Yeah, sorry, Melee. I know that. That's just how I think. I can't. I don't always fucking finish my thoughts. That's just how it be sometimes. But anyway, if you want to watch something in which I do finish my thoughts, there's that video. It's publishing in about 15 minutes. That I'm gonna put out. So, thanks to Melee out there for helping me with that shit. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I can't hop from topic to topic so easily and quickly. Yeah, it's not. It's not for. I mean, like you got to think. I'm a special blend of fucked up. Cash out, dude. Do something nice for your wife and kids. It's been. Thanks a lot, dude. Damn, dude. Thanks a lot, Don. I really appreciate that shit. I will. I'm gonna cash that shit out, and I'm gonna demonetize my channel. Stat. No more commercials on my fucking channel or my streams. I'm done. I'm done with
I
fucking
hate
YouTube
advertising.
monetization.
I wish there was a better way to monetize things besides advertising.
There is. It's Patreon.
Okay, but that's not just asking your fans for the goodness of their hearts.
No, I know you could provide a service if they want one on Patreon. Like, there's
Fair
ways
enough.
you can provide services. It's
Maybe
just,
I'm thinking about it from an autistic lens. Like I need to like do like something physically, create a thing, and then I get money for it. Because like I need like set rules. Like I
that
don't
that that
like
would destroy like almost all forms of media. Like, what are you talking about?
well, I'm autistic. So bear with me.
But you, I know. Like, why make, like, why make have a podcast? Oh, you're not providing anything. Just, like, but you got till the field. It's like,
I've always struggled trying to find money. Like I don't like haggling. I don't like going to mom pa's family business, not because it's like more like emotionally connected,
yeah,
but it's just like it's less grounded and you have to like rely on trust a little more. And like I don't like doing that. I'd rather have big corpo do the thing, have all these rules. This is how it works, and then done.
yep, agreed. I guess. I mean, that's easier for you. I don't like any of that shit. But yeah, thanks, Don. I'm just glad I can fucking demonetize this goddamn channel. It's not making any money. Ain't never gonna make money. Nobody gives a shit about this. Like, my model for doing this stuff, 5 minutes, yeah, I'll end the stream right now. My model for doing this kind of stuff, it has to be a small niche support model. Like, I have to like focus on trying to do the stuff that, like, the handful of people that do help would probably hopefully think is useful. Like, that's literally like the model I have to build because it's such a small niche thing. Ooh, I have some interesting news. So I have somebody that might put up some of the money I need for to make the nonprofit I created, to make it tax exempt. So I might be able to do that sometime this year or sooner. So, well, I mean, not sooner. You know what I mean. So I can do that. Once I can turn that shit tax exempt, then I could start really like brainstorming things like fundraising and what I can do with that sort of fundraising. So I have a lot of ideas, but I really need to, like, yeah, I know. I have to end the stream so they can go watch the video. That's what I mean, Milan. Because then they can go watch that. Hopefully, just play it in the background. Don't even, like, even if it's boring. It's like me, just have it play in the background just to help out. Just so the algo picks it up more because you're watching a lot of it or something. All right, guys. Well, sorry I didn't unmute you earlier, Shadow. I was just like out of it, tired.
I was muted for a while, so
Oh, okay, so good. You weren't. You were probably doing some other shit. Perfect.
yeah, I was doing something else. Like I joined, but then
Good,
something
yeah.
else came, so I was doing.
Yeah. All right, well, guys, thanks a lot. Thank you again, Don. Appreciate it, man. If any of you are interested in my work, if you like the video that's going to get posted right now, or any other stuff I've done, if you like the server, support me on the server. Use, subscribe to the server. That's helpful. Stop. If you like my YouTube stuff or my other stuff I do and all the bullshit, like, oh my god, I'm so tired because, like, there was like 2 people that I was supposed to interview for the channel, and like one person couldn't do it, and so I'm hoping they still will if they have time. And there was another person that, like, basically just ghosted me. So I'm like, why do people, like, just agree to stuff and then just ghost you? But hopefully the first person that had to cancel, we can set something up. But anyway, go watch the video, guys. And as usual, when day is dark, always remember, happy day.